Welcome. Thank you so much. Welcome to 76 here in Mountain Home. I am back.
He's back from the dead.
I've been rebooted.
Rebooted.
Yeah, I have
he
been.
was. He was on his last boot there.
You know,
to Betty.
Last Wednesday I did the show over in Mountain Home and
no, you did it in Harrison.
I mean in Harrison. I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm a little delirious, but I did it in Harrison, and it was a real chore to get through that.
You just barely.
I barely made
and
it.
carried
yeah.
you, I'm sure.
And then we went out to lunch. I think I ate lunch. I can't remember. But I came back and I went in the basement and lay down on the couch, and the longer I laid there, the worse I started to feel. And then that's when I texted you. I said, "Would you please?
I can't
would you
make
mind?"
it to Mountain Home.
I can't make it.
I can't make it to Mountain Home. Yeah. Well, we did fine, and unlike you. I didn't carry on about how great things were without you. I did say, Dan, we're doing fine. See, we can make it just fine without you. But I think that's the only time I mentioned it. Unlike you. Okay. But we did. We missed
well, see,
you.
I like to rub salt
you
in the wound.
like to dig.
Yeah, I
dig.
do.
Yeah. But you miss Chris. See, Chris's boss is here, Brenda Steele, today. And Chris Helms came in to talk about her weight loss and everything.
Okay.
And
now I saw that segment.
Did you see that
weight
segment?
loss segment? Yeah.
And I wanted to.
It wasn't very long.
I meant to. Well, I stayed on the mark. 9 minutes. I hit every single
mark.
mark.
I like the way you cut the interview off.
I said,
we're out of time. We got to go.
Well, that's what you always say. You always say,
really?
we're out of time. That's what you always say. You got anything else you need to say? We've just got a few more seconds.
Yeah.
I could have talked for 2 hours, and I really do
I know
wish,
you could have.
I really do wish we could have talked to Chris longer, because I'm sure people, I mean, that was a wonderful story. And people, because she talked about that she used a website that helped her log on and keep track of her food count, and I thought we should have, been a little bit better about mentioning, the name of that if somebody was interested or something like that. But she's a wonderful inspiration.
Yeah, a lot of times I think if you give people just a taste of what it is, and if they're interested, they'll want more. So maybe they can go to that website and find out more about it.
Good. So that was fine. But it was lonesome without you.
Was it?
It was odd in that chair.
Good.
I didn't. That was a little funky.
You don't like driving on the wrong side of the road?
Well, I don't know about that, but I looked up and the camera's like, woo, and there's Sandy big there. That was.
It looks
odd.
different from where you're sitting?
It looks different because we weren't like down to here. We were like here.
Oh, I see.
I look in the camera, it's like, oh dear, there I am. Headshot. Woo. But anyway, I did miss you.
Appreciate it. I appreciate you doing that.
It's been lonesome, but I'm glad you're feeling better. You're back from the brink.
I am back. I was at the brink.
You were at the brink looking over?
I knew what the other side looked like.
Did you see the light?
I saw the light. Oh, it was rough. But
well, what did you have? Just the
I had what's called a UTI, urinary tract infection.
Oh, well, let's not tell the world that. Let's just
skip
that part. Oh,
a lot of people don't know how you get those things. There's various ways you can. And Gil and I went rappelling the week before, and we all dehydrated because we didn't have enough water.
Oh, so you think that's what kicked it in?
And that's the only way I know how we got it.
Oh, how else do you get it?
Well, there's other ways you can get it.
I know there are. I thought I was just waiting to see if you'd say that on TV.
Yeah, well, there are ways, but
okay.
I would.
But you got dehydrated.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, that's a danger. In fact, we ought to have somebody
it's really
on to talk
not a good thing. And the problem was we only had a limited amount of water, and the activities that we were doing was I tried to conserve, and you cannot conserve your intake of water when you're sweating out more than you're intaking.
So you didn't have enough with you.
We didn't have that. Well, I'd brought. It's a 6 mile dirt road trip up there, and I had a cooler.
So you hiked in 6 miles?
No, I had a 4-wheeler, but I had a cooler on the back of the 4-wheeler.
Yeah.
And we had people behind us, and somehow the bungee cords got loose, and it fell off and busted. They had brought water too, but they only had brought like 10 or 12 bottles of water, and there were like 8 people with us. So I mean, it was, and we were there for 3 or 4 hours, and it was in the middle. We weren't finished till about. It was about 2 o'clock, I think it was, when we got finished.
Yeah, I wonder about that. Susan Taylor lives here in town, and I was playing tennis with her this morning, and she was talking about, I guess it was her husband or son had gone diving, and talked about how dehydrated they got. And I thought, dehydrated diving, okay. But she said it was so hot, and she said they didn't go all that deep, but they were really dehydrated when they got done. That just never occurred to me.
Yeah, and when you scuba dive, you're not breathing air that has water in it. You're breathing air that has no moisture in it whatsoever.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
I've never scuba dived. I tried once and I don't think I made it down a couple of feet. I was like, whoa, wait a minute, changed my mind. Kind of like jumping out of an airplane. I went no at the last minute and said this is not groovy. I'm claustrophobic. I didn't like it. Was a buddy tank where you were connected, and I didn't like the idea that I wouldn't be able to come back up.
Yeah.
That bothered me. I had like a mild panic attack about a foot under the water, I guess.
Under the water,
I don't know. We did not go very far. I barely got wet. I said, wait, no, I can't. I could go down maybe I could go by myself, but I couldn't go hooked up to somebody.
Well, first time I went, we were in a quarry, and there was a sun deck, had a chain on it that was chained to a car, an antique car underneath. It was 60 or 70 feet. Do you understand what the concept of what I'm talking about?
A car underwater?
In a quarry.
In a quarry?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Why was there a car underwater hooked
I'm
to a
not sure
chain?
why.
Okay.
But a lot of times when you have a quarry, when they hit water, they can't get the equipment out, so they have to leave the equipment there, and it's flooded. So a lot of divers like to go to quarries to do that. I went down 30 feet, and all I could see was the chain. I had no frame of reference or anything else, and it flipped me out. So I said, I can't go any further.
Yeah, that would be a little like, ooh, yeah, creepy. Dark.
It was a little creepy.
Yeah, dark and creepy and things like that. That wouldn't, but dehydration is an issue. Let's drink a lot of water. It is hot. It is really, really hot.
And you really need to listen to your body, because I was really thirsty. I was craving water, and you continue to sweat, and I'll never do that again.
Yeah. Okay. As an EMT, right quick, what are the first? I know dizziness. What's another warning sign when you get out?
Tired.
Inside and you start getting dizzy.
Well, you get tired, you get flushed, you get hot, and if you quit sweating,
that's
when not a good sign at all.
Yeah, that's when you really are in serious trouble.
Yeah. Just don't exert yourself in heat. Whether you're young or old, or you think what you can do in normal weather or in the cold weather, you can't do in the heat.
Yeah, and I know people who they purposely get out in the heat, some of them in exercise, thinking that that's going to toughen them up even more. And of course, we've heard all the horror stories which are not as common now. Used to, football coaches, you'd have these teenage boys drop dead on a football field because they're out there running them like crazy in 105-degree heat.
Well, you got to have a certain amount of electrolytes in your system too. If you deplete those, then your heart may decide to stop beating.
Really?
Yeah.
Now, I've had the whole low electrolyte thing, like when I'm running, and it's a feeling that's recognizable as that's what's wrong. Once you've had it.
Is it the light thing?
No, it's not the light at the end of the tunnel, but it is a kind of a lightheaded kind of thing, and you can tell it's different than just being thirsty. And you really, you need to drink a certain something. And then you do and you're fine. But it is a weird feeling. And you don't have to run that far, really, to get it. It's not like only when you run a long, long distance. If you're in hot weather and do some sprinting, you can kind of, whoops, flip that switch kind of thing. Yeah. That's not as good.
Try to be cool. You just need to be cool and stay in the shade. And
I'm always cool, Daniel.
Oh, you're always cool.
Always cool.
All right.
Just my
Speaking of which,
my coolness factors, woo, up there, way up there. Yeah.
Maybe I should scoot over to give you some more room for your coolness.
Scoot my coolness, so my coolness aura can expand. It needs room.
Well, these are not cool expanding chairs, so watch out.
I have some space.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Go ahead. Talk about the guests we have today?
We might as well. I'm sure people are wondering what you and I are doing. Yeah, we missed each other, folks. If you watched last week, it was just me. Daniel was under the weather, and I missed him. So.
Well,
our weekly marriage of an hour.
Right.
It seems to work for us an hour a week.
It does. We got a perfect marriage. How long have we been doing this? 2 years?
3 years.
3 years?
3 years,
See,
honey.
they're already arguing about our anniversaries.
When was that?
Has it been that long?
Oh, honey, it's been 3.
Okay.
3.
All right.
Deliriously happy. It only feels like 2. It's been so wonderful, right?
That's exactly.
There you go.
Got
you out of that one. Oh, baby, it only feels like 2. All right, who's here to visit?
Brenda Steele is here, and she's going to be talking about the green energy demonstration van that's down in Little Rock somewhere, and they've got it scheduled to come, not in Little Rock, but Arkansas
it's here.
Somewhere.
It's coming to Harrison and Mount.
But it's not here yet.
I don't know. Brenda's not here yet? She knows when it's coming.
It'll be here.
She knows
we'll
when
be
it's
talking.
coming.
I don't even know what a green energy has something about green, right?
Green jobs. Brenda's with the workforce development. And so she's going to talk about green jobs, and actually they have scholarships and all kinds of stuff that we can ask her all kinds of things the workforce does.
We'll have a great interview with her. And then we'll be talking with Darren Roberts and Brad Adams about Camp Sunshine.
Yeah, and that's a little nebulous out there. I'm not sure about Camp Sunshine yet, but I have all kinds of questions about Camp Sunshine.
Okay. All right. And then, of course, Mary Ann Sherman. We haven't seen her for, about a month, I think.
She's been hiding.
3 or 4 weeks or something like that.
But everybody knows
Mary Ann. Got a pretty
Mary
dog
Ann.
with her today, yeah.
What's his name?
Hold on a second. I think it's Cotter.
Cotter, that's right. It's Cotter. He's a rescued baby. He's part Chihuahua, part Terrier. So Cotter is an interesting, and he's friendly with the audience, so we know he's out there making friends as we speak. That's good. And then we have somebody who you should remember, because they were on a few months back, and that's Kurt and Margaret Schmidt, and they're swimming again. in the National Olympics this time, right? The National Olympics and
Senior Olympics.
Senior Olympics.
Yeah.
And so they're here again to talk about what they've been up to and encourage, just like Chris last week, to encourage people to get out and get active and stay fit and healthy and all that kind of wonderful stuff.
Make sure you hydrate.
And make sure you hydrate. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure they know all about stuff like that. Been
We will tell
exercising
them.
for years.
Well, let's talk to, we'll be talking with them throughout the hour. And the first up will be Brenda Still with the Green Energy Demonstration Van, and we'll be talking to her in just a couple minutes.
Yeah, good.
Stick around.